as we get into the camera part, about consumerism, being, I think the driving force behind, what I'm saying, this problem that we see in the visible church.
Right.
And this window shopping mentality that people have too. Like I want to go to church and I want to see what their kids' programs look like, and I want to see how it sounds, how it feels.
Right.
You know what? I think there's a growing number of people that are tired of that too.
Yeah.
We've had a couple come to our church and say, "Yo, I'm just tired of the artificial. I'm looking for something, even something real. That even if it's somewhat messy and somewhat like, not polished,
right,
but something real, something genuine.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the genuine and real doesn't have to be the nicest thing. It just has to be real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's what anyone wants. It's just
they want to know that you're being honest with them and you're not putting on a fake,
right,
putting on the front or anything like that. They want to see you without the mask.
Right.
I think sometimes we live in a culture where you put on the mask. You put the mask on when you wake up in the morning and say, "Good morning, honey." Sometimes we put on the mask when we do that. Sometimes we put on the mask when we drop the kids off at school, or we put on the mask when we walk into work.
Yeah.
Put the mask on when we leave work. I mean, man, we live in a mask culture.
We do.
Yeah.
I remember one time, I'm going to be honest with you guys, so don't put me on blast, but I remember a while ago, this was before I was a pastor, by the way, just in case. But
mad disclaimers.
Yo, like me and Lynette were arguing in the car on our way to church, man. We were going in. It was a bad day, bad morning.
Yeah.
This was the kids were really little. As soon as we got into the church parking lot, man, it was all like, "Yo, what's up, everybody?" Pastor Lowe's, with this and that. Because he used to call me pastor before I became a pastor. And they were like, and I was like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Man, I'm blessed. I'm chilling, man.
Yeah.
God is good."
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the God is good.
The
God is good that deflects anything going on in your life, anything that is really happening.
Yo, when I walked into the church that day, I felt whack, bro. I was just like, that's not me. Like, I wish I could say, you know what? My wife's tripping right now.
Right. If you only knew. When people say, "How you doing?" If you only knew.
Right. And so I've been there. For
sure.
And I think we all have. And I think that's a systemic problem in the church, man. That artificialness, that face, that mask, that character.
We talked about those things before, where we bring these things from the world. Like, living in the world, we live in a world where we have to put on the mask no matter where we go. Before we make statements on culture and before we do anything nowadays, you have to put on the mask, or else you could be considered rude or uncultured. You know what I mean? So we bring those things inside of the church.
Right.
You know what I mean? We talked about that before. Just like even things like the age gap between the young and the old, having that division right there.
Generational.
The generational gaps. We bring that in the church the same way.